Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to be installing the Cusco trans mount and the Whiteline cross member trans bushings. As you can see, I already got the car blocked and chocked, so let's just get on with the install. Alright, so I don't know how good anybody can see, but we have to start by taking these rear bolts completely out, removing these nuts up in here completely, and this brace bolt over here completely. So you're dealing with 17 mil and 14 millimeter on the nuts and the rear bolts. So let's just get after it. So next step, take this other brace bolt loose, slide this brace out of the way, take these two nuts off. All this should just come right off. Then we'll have to get the trans mount out. So let's just go ahead and get this big brace out of the way and get this plate off. So now there's 4 bolts that actually hold the trans mount on, and we'll get them loosened up and get this nasty looking OEM trans mount out of here. Now that everything's out, you can see the comparison between the braces and such. See, actually this brace right here, the OEM, I don't know if you can see or not, the rubber's pretty awful looking compared to the Cusco, and it's solid here in the middle. And you got the Whiteline bushings. Of course you can see takes a little bit more to flex when you got these factory rubber things. I can fold that up in my hand. It's just crazy how soft it is. So all of these bushings, you can see they got indentions and stuff in them. They're pretty self-explanatory as far as how to put them all back together, but we'll get the bushing set up, get the mount set up. You have to take it apart. It's 2-piece design, so we got to take this piece off and bolt the brace back up in 2 separate pieces. So we're going to put the trans brace back on. So see, you had to separate it in 2 pieces. So as far as the reinstallation of the trans mount goes, it's just like the 4 bolts we took off. You had to separate the Cusco into 2 separate pieces. You gotta make sure you get your orientation correct when you put it back on. For ease of, for user friendliness, just make sure that the Cusco stamp faces the driver's side. That should give you the proper orientation. But we'll get this other piece bolted up here. These are just hand tight right now. Get this bolted back up and get all the other bracing put back on. As you can see, we got everything back together, and as I stated earlier about this Cusco emblem has to face the driver's side. That is to keep the orientation correct for these studs so you can put the brace back on. But speaking on the Whiteline bushings, you get 4 bushings. You get 3 thinner ones and 1 thicker one. The thicker one goes in this back mount, and you got a thin one and then 2 thin ones in the front. And then you also get 2 spacers in the kit as well. Those spacers, you can't see them, but they go between the brace and the mount itself. That's kind of like just a little space, because if you mount it up there, the brace will sit dead on top of, or it'll sit dead against the mount itself. So it just gives you a little bit of clearance there. That wraps up the Cusco trans mount install as well as the Whiteline bushing install. So I apologize for the low light situation there at the end. I guess my light just decided it wanted to die on me, so I had to resort to using flashlight. But again, I apologize for that. If you're interested, please stay tuned. Be doing a review of the mounts and the bushings, see how they feel driving down the road and such. If you like the video, please leave a like. We'll catch you in the next one.